Welcome back, everybody. I am honored to introduce Herman Sacristan. I am just not doing well with these names today. My apologies. He is the Group Director of Digital Printing Production Services at Keypoint Intelligence. They are a company that's been around for a long time who provides data and research to the industry, and Herman is going to be speaking to everybody about some of the surveys that they do with all of you out there, and you should be participating, but we'll get to that. And he's going to share some information that is also reflected in his article in the conference program about connecting with print buyers, strategies to demonstrate print's value. So I'm going to turn it over to Herman and jump off the screen. And I'll be back when you're done.
Right. Thank you, Deborah. And thank you for having us here. Like Deborah said, I'm from Keypoint Intelligence. We focus on market research and consultancy for the printing industry, mainly for the printing industry. Now we diversify into other products too. And the article referenced some of those insights that we got from the market as we do our research. We hope that they're very helpful to you. Today we have barely 20 minutes, so I was going to focus on, okay, this is the trend from the article, obviously print buyers, they invest on print because they're expecting to get their ROI, the return investment. How do we do that? And then that's what I'm going to be talking about. Also based on my previous experience before Keypoint Intelligence, where I work with many of you print service providers, especially in the commercial printing space, talking and working with the print buyers and try to increase the value of print and connecting with these print buyers in the most effective way. So when we talk about connecting with print buyers, obviously like anywhere else in any other industry, we need to speak the same language and focus on the same objectives and goals as they have. And yes, we've been talking about this for, I think that 20 years, becoming a marketing service provider. I'm not here to tell anybody to become a marketing service provider, but I'm here to say that when you talk the same language of your customers and you focus on the same goals and objectives, you're increasing the value of what you're selling, but you also differentiate yourself very much from your competitors versus if you focus on the specs of the printing product. Now, the first thing, and this has been a little bit of a scary over the last 20 years, like I said, when many people told us we need to become a marketing service provider. Well, I'm not a marketing guy. And that's the first thing that came to our mind. And it made us a little bit uncomfortable. Again, I'm not here to tell anybody to become a marketing service provider, but I'm here to understand your customers a little bit better and understand those objectives and that process. And whenever it's relevant and whenever you're allowed to participate in that way, get into the strategy of the customer outside of the printing product and try to help as much as you can. So I'm going to start saying that when we were thinking about, okay, talking the same language, focusing on my customer, we're talking about commercial print, communication objectives and goals, I can tell you that you really think about it, even though you don't have a marketing title on your business card and you're talking to these marketeers that they want to print something to communicate with somebody else. You know much more about marketing than you think you do. And in these 15 minutes probably left, I'm trying to bring you your awareness to that level, because once you have that awareness, you are going to feel more comfortable and you are going to be more helpful to your customers. You are going to increase the value of print and you know everything is going to go great. To me, if you have sold anything in your life or if you're still selling, most print service providers, they're still selling. Of course, they do sell because they have a business. Even the owners, they sell. I can tell you, you are a marketeer, because probably 80 to 90% of salespeople, what they do is do marketing. They just do it face-to-face. The selling is really 5–10%, and we hope that everybody was selling 100%, and some people might be lucky to doing that. But for the most part, what we do is promoting our brands our companies, promoting our services and our products. And therefore, the majority of the time, what we do is marketing. So if you do sales, you are an expert on marketing. And I can tell you this, I've seen some salespeople, print service providers talking to some marketeers, and I realized that they knew more about marketing than the marketeers themselves. Because if you think about it, marketing face-to-face is the more holistic and organic way of marketing. Then, of course, you can now scale it to the next level, and you need these fantastic media channels to communicate with millions of people, right? But the most organic way is when you do a face-to-face. And let me go through a process, and I'll make an example of your customer wants to do a direct mail campaign to their customers to try to sell them something. The first thing that we do, and the customer, your customer, the marketeer should do, and you do it yourself organically and naturally, you need to segment your target base, right? And when you ask 10 people about what is segmentation, you will get 10 different answers. To me, a segmentation, you segment your customer base, which it will be yours or your customers, based on purchasing trends. And this is only size of purchase, frequency, loyalty, and history of what they buy. And again, the purchasing size, frequency, what they buy, history, and also loyalty. This is the first thing that everybody does, including yourself. And this is the first thing that your customers need to do when they launch a campaign. And this, even though in marketing doesn't guarantee success, but it will lower the risk if we have the right methodology to help that printing campaign do better. If we skip that, we have big problems. Your customers have big problems because it's the segmentation that drives the sales strategy. And without a sales strategy, a marketing strategy, your customers will be completely lost and they will be at risk of failing. Now, think about it. I say 4 simple things. Everything based on purchasing sizing, frequency, history, what they purchase, and loyalty. You do this unconsciously and naturally, like I said. When you go and see one of your existing customers, you naturally know if that customer buys a lot or buys little, how often do they buy, are they loyal or not, and what are the last 3 or 4 products that they purchase. And your sales and marketing strategy is very, very different from another customer that you visit an hour later that actually doesn't buy so much. He buys more often, is not loyal at all, and is buying different products. So when it comes to a campaign, it's the same thing. A very simple segmentation goes a long way. And if your customers, and if you see the opportunity and you don't mention this, you are losing obviously an opportunity for yourself to position yourself more as a consultant, as a helpful guy. But again, these segmentations is very different, the strategy to somebody, a customer that buys, again, the frequency, the size, the loyalty, and the products they purchase, they're different from customer to customer. So this is the first step, and this is not difficult to do. And I'm not asking to do for a segmentation that includes 1,000 segments. They are very simple segments. This will give focus to your customer, the marketeer too, of this type of different segments. What is the strategy? What am I going to be doing? What are my goals and objectives for each one of these ones? Now, the next one, as you do on a face-to-face, because you are an expert on marketing if you're selling, you naturally kind of like create a profile of that persona. You know, now you obviously put in the right segment of he buys a lot, he buys frequently, he buys this product, whatever. Now, what do I need to know to just be successful on my communication to this specific customer or a specific segment? So I'm gonna be achieving my goals and objectives. And this is normally based on what do I need to know and not what do I know. And that's why we do this very well face-to-face in marketing. And we ask the customer questions that are relevant to actually our sales strategy, marketing strategy, that link to the segmentation and whatever we're trying to achieve for that particular customer. So it's the same for marketing. Here, I'm not telling you to encourage the customer again to create a million different profiles or personas based on all the information that they have, because sometimes that the information that they have is not relevant for what you need to say. So the first thing that you need to advise your customer is, what do you need to know from these customers and personas that will help you, implement a better and more effective communication. And then some of the information your customer might have, some of them they might get, some of them they are not going to get, and it's impossible to get. But you work with those personas, you make the best profile and profiling that you can make. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just much better than not doing anything at all. Now I have my segmentation, I have my sales and marketing strategy, what I want to get from each one of these customers, and I have a little profiling, not too much, of these different personas within the different segments. This is what it drives the campaign tactics. This is why it drives what am I going to say and how I'm going to say it to these people so I can get what I want. Again, nothing new to you. You do it naturally in your sales calls without even thinking about it. Unfortunately, your customers, the brands and the marketeers, sometimes they skip the steps because time to market is everything. They miss this one and they don't do a good job. Then the return investment doesn't work, the campaign doesn't work, and they might even blame me on print that the campaign doesn't work when it's nothing to do with print and it's the strategy that was actually a little broken. So in any case, I'm not here to compete with your customers, marketeers on knowledge who is the best marketeer, but I'm here to, as a low profile, whenever you can, making yourself aware of what you do on your sales, one-on-one sales calls, going through that process, you will see a lot of opportunity to help your customers improve their campaigns. Therefore, they are going to love you for that, and you are going to differentiate yourself. Now that I have my segmentation, I know my sales strategy, I have the personas, I have my campaign tactics. Now, what do I have to do? And this is very important when you talk to these customers. Now is engagement. I'm ready to engage. Your customers are ready to engage. When you talk with your customers on a sales call and you're doing marketing, you're ready to engage. What are the 3 objectives within that engagement process? The first objective is capturing the attention. If they don't capture the attention of their customers on this direct mailer or brochure or whatever, there's no way that they're going to be able to sell them something and the campaign is going to fail. That's the first one. The second one will be to be helpful or relevant in that communication. And I tell you, by segmenting and profiling is going to help increase the relevance and be more helpful when your customers communicate with their customers. And the last thing is to make it easy for them to buy. So these 3 objectives are very important in the engagement. Whatever you do with your customers, use this language because that's how they can visualize potential return on investment. Let me give you an example. Everybody's very excited about color embellishments for the last few years, right? It's very loud in the market. Everybody talks about it. How good looking printing documents we can create by utilizing more than CMYK. I've been with some PSP sales reps. They come to the print buyer and the first thing that they do is to show that sample. Typical, right? And they say, how do you like this sample? The print buyer says, this is beautiful. I really like it. But I bet that is very expensive. That type of approach is implying that that's a beautiful product that is going to cost them more, and that's not going to fly, right? Another different thing of approaching, and I've done this and it changed, just the same thing, but the approach is so different. First thing that you ask the print buyer, isn't it true, Mr. Customer, that one of your biggest, your first marketing objective and one of your biggest challenges is capturing the attention of your recipients, of your target, of your audience? Isn't it true also that one of your first objectives and challenges is to create a perception of value of your brand and also your products? Yes. Will this help you? Will this quality help you? That's how you link your products to the marketeer's objective of capturing attention, elevating the perception of value, and they all of a sudden, they don't talk about this is expensive. They think that is very cheap, even though it costs more, so you can charge more because they can visualize potential return investment. It is true that I'm struggling big time to capture attention and elevating the value, especially in this market that is so saturated. Now this can help me. Even if it costs more, it's cheaper for me because the potential return investment is bigger. So anything that you do, any product or service that you show, make sure that you link it to those objectives in the marketing engagement, like you do naturally. Because when you do face-to-face, like I said, that you're a great marketeer, the first thing that you're trying to do is capture the attention of your customer face-to-face. You're trying to be helpful and relevant when you talk to them, and then you make it easy for them to buy. The same as that third objective, making it easy for them to buy, that is critical, because your customers can capture the attention of the customers. They can actually say something helpful, but if they don't make it easy for them to buy, they're going to go somewhere else. So
Yes.
when you present anything like all these things, QR codes, NFC tagging, augmented reality, don't present it in a silo. Present a link to the objective of making it easy for somebody to buy. So, Mr. Customer, you capture the attention with this nice direct mailer that, by the way, goes into a mailbox, and you don't have a lot of competition because that channel only receives 3 or 4 mailers every day to the recipients. Now you capture the attention because it's touch and feel. You put those color embellishments that are amazing, or a finishing, laser cutting, or whatever. And now you need to send them and make it easy for them to buy. You add that QR code to a page where they can even get an incentive. They can maybe watch a video about that product that you cannot put a video on the printing piece, and they can buy online. So whatever you do with QR codes or whatever, link to an objective. So that's another quick example. And I know I'm running out of time. I have only 4 more minutes. You know, that's another quick example. Don't sell QR codes that, well, these are great QR codes, it's going to go, your customers go online. No, this link into, you need to make it easy for your customers to buy from you. And the way that you make it easy, you send them to a video online, or you send them to a page that they can purchase from you. And of course, after that, if your customer has time, which not many have, you can do a little bit of testing of your campaign. You can find out what worked and not, and then do the final campaign. So you can do a small sample size. And then finally, once the campaign is launched, it needs to be tracked and needs to be analyzed. So your customer, the marketer, learns what worked and what didn't, and then everything, the next campaign will be better and better. And I tell you something, when we talk, and this is my last thing, when we talk about tracking, we get a little bit scared. What do I track? You know, what is important? It's very simple. In a campaign, the first thing that you track is who responded and who didn't, and you try to figure out why. These segments responded, this person has responded, they didn't, and you figure out why. Your customer, the marketer, figures out why. And who purchased? Some people responded but didn't purchase. Who purchased and who didn't purchase, and figure out why. And those simple tracking, 3 or 4 things, keep it very simple. The simple personas and the simple segmentation, it goes a long way, and it brings more value to your customers, increases the opportunity of your customers to get the return on investment, so they want to come to your business for more. So you are going to increase your sales and definitely differentiate yourself from your competitors. So that's what I wanted to share in a quick 18-minute run here. I've been on time for the first time in my life.
Yes.
You know,
and I was even trying to rush you along, but you were just not having it. So I appreciate
I'm rushing myself naturally. So
that fortitude, I appreciate. You're like, no, girl, I'm going to finish my presentation. So I appreciate that. I did just want to help you help us, right? So one of the things we see all the time in the industry, and quite frankly, it's a little annoying, right? Printers, we need you to answer these surveys, and printers, do this for us, and printers, and for that you get this executive summary, or you get something. But there is truly value in getting feedback from the industry. It enables us to learn in the bigger picture. So when you see requests from Keypoint Intelligence and other research organizations, you don't have to do it for everybody, but really make a conscious effort to try to do it and really help everybody. And I'm very happy because I think we have Africa is on our, hello, sir. I'm pretty sure Africa's on our live stream right now. But thank you so much, Herman. You can get in touch with Herman from Keypoint Intelligence. There's links in the chat. Everybody's link to their LinkedIn profile and company is also on the schedule for International Print Day. We're going to take not even a second break just to put up the slide, and then we are going to do something very cool here. We're going to get a virtual tour of the Museum of Printing created by Frank Romano himself. So we'll be right back. Thank you, Herman.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.